Good morning. So we're going to start with our trade setup today. It's the EJ. So it's based on that versus that. Okay. So how long this is going to persist, it's hard to say. Is that going to stay there? Is that going to stay there? We don't really know for sure. They might hold on to their bias potentially. If they do, then we'll continue higher. Our stop is quite wide. It's a little bit uncomfortably wide for a stop, but it is what it is because it's based on that demand area. Okay, see, that's where we're going to get stopped out because it's going to potentially have support. So you could move your stop just down a tiny bit. So we are going to test the upper, but we'll just leave it there as it was. And so the logic is that we might come down for a bounce. Yeah, there-ish, isn't it? So it's a 1.4 R trade. So it should be going okay sentimentally. And we're probably just in a little retracement here, which is something that we need to take into account when we're trading. It can't go in straight lines. It has to zigzag. And it has to do that annoying thing where it looks like it's going to fall, but it's not really. It's going to continue higher. It's just going down in order to get momentum higher. It's like an accumulation thing. So potentially it could be a good one. And we might come down to test this demand area. And if so, it does mean that we're going to get stopped out. So do reduce your risk, use a small size, and it might be a nice result. But it all depends what happens. And do know that the yen, not the yen, the Japanese government bonds are really pumping. And we pumped 30% on Wednesday. That was FOMC Wednesday, and it really rocketed. It went absolutely parabolic. And yeah, we just really pumped. Well, that's a weird chart, isn't it? Let's get out of that. And anyway, so this is going a bit weird. And we might see some repercussion on cross yen because of the government bonds in Japan. So yeah, this is tricky, isn't it? I mean, we did pump quite a bit. We were up 28 pips from our entry, and now we're -5. So we'll see how we go. And can't make any guarantees on that. And my confidence would be about a 2 out of 5. I'm rarely confident on anything because the FX is just designed just to chew people up and to stop them out and things. So it can be quite exhausting. Oh, can't get my terminal. Where is it? I need to bring that over. There you go. Okay, so I remember can't maximize it because then I lose my OBS, which is that software down there. Gold, we made a resistance zone so we can create a box up here. And we'll look at some trade setups and Patreon as well. I'm not sure about the... is that right? No, it's not right, is it? Cancel that. Yeah, I'm not sure about EJ. It's here, isn't it? I think it's hard to say. Rectangle. More or less. It needs to map the crossover. So I think that's pretty accurate. And then we can see a box in the box. So these are two resistance zones. And 1950 is where you're going to target. Okay. So S&P. We're falling. So obviously this is going to impact our trade of the day. And it's just one of those things, isn't it? So if we do go risk off, the yen is going to obviously react to that. Well, it should react to it because it's a traditional safe haven. So if we really, really continue to fall, our trade of the day is going to result in a loss. Okay, so there's our buy. So we can maybe come down to test that. Where are we here? It's this candle. So we might want to come down and test their break even because they shorted it. Did initially get punished, and then they might come down just to tease them. So we have 3951, 3950 area. For a bounce. Okay, so pretty horrible. And so I'm quite loath to do SL and TP because I'm now sitting here all day worrying about it, and it's going to impact everybody if you took that trade of the day, and it's quite stressful for me. And trading's stressful enough as it is anyway. But I'll continue to do SL and TPs, just be really careful. Crossover here, I think. Yeah, here-ish, isn't it? So we might come down to test that. DAX. And we've got the banking crisis ongoing as well. So we made a buy here. I'm going to be slightly annoyed at that euro yen if we do get stopped out. And I guess it is what it is, isn't it? It's just trading. It's all about managing risk. For me, I didn't take it because I don't really like yen at the moment. So I don't have to worry for me, but I'm worried about you guys. You know, if you take it, and you might be using the wrong sizes as well, and it might encounter like a large loss. If you're using a huge size, EJ is going to hurt a lot. So you need to know about your position sizes. So always use a tiny size. There's your buy. Might come down to test it potentially, and then that's it, isn't it? So we covered gold, we did S&P, did US 30, yeah. So yeah, we'll just have to see how we go. This probably is going to be okay. We've got two resistance overhead. We're going to target 1950, 1942 area there. So just remember what I said about position sizing, and be wary that the government bonds in Japan are going pretty bonkers as well, and it might be a case of buying down here. I'm going to show you that could be a stop loss, and this could be your entry for an order. See that SL, the risk reward is 3R now. It's almost, that's quite spooky. So that could have been the better trade where you're looking to buy at the demand and you're going to sell at the supply, and your stop loss is going to be the demand here. So that might be a better trade. So if you get stopped out, that might be okay, but we'll have to see how we go. We are falling because of the S&P. Okay, so we come to the US 500. US yields are rallying as well, so that's a risk-off sign. Go to indices and yes, so there's that move. Created a little bit of resistance there. So I'm going to wrap up now, and I think that might have been the better option. Buy down here, potentially stop there, and you get a 3R, right? So it's probably not an idea to enter a market, but to place orders. But we'll see how we go. Signals -13. We went from -28 to -13 in the space of 45 minutes. So it's pretty horrendous, and I think that's going to be stopped out. And this is going to be the better trade to buy there. But we'll have to wait and see. Do a Patreon video now.